You know, I've been thinking lately about something that I've been calling the unexpected blessing of memes. If you have any social media account, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you've seen memes. They're these photographs, an image of people, animals, something happening, and underneath the picture, at some point in the picture, there's a caption that kind of makes this picture funny, or it brings a different meaning to the picture. If you've seen them, you get it. And a lot of times these memes are relatable. It's talking about a human experience that we all have on some level, but we don't often talk about. And a really good meme will make you go, yes, that happens to me, I've experienced that, but I've never said it to anyone else. And I think there's something actually inherently great about that. That's one of the things as a therapist that I try to help my clients experience, is that they have these feelings and experiences that they don't get the chance to talk about. And in therapy, I give them a place to actually speak it out loud and feel something that we call normalization. We normalize an experience. That's not to say that that experience isn't troubling, upsetting, potentially problematic, but what it is it's something that other people have experienced, and it's something that we can help our clients figure out. There's a researcher named Daniel Golden who talks about this process that in constructing a narrative, especially for children, the process goes that there is an experience that children have, and he calls it a reportable experience. And the way he's using that term is the way another linguist uses the term, in the sense that it's an emotionally intense experience. It's something that elevates the emotional experience of the child, and therefore it's worth talking about because of that intense emotional experience. But what the breakdown happens a lot of times in childhood, when that reportable experience, that emotionally intense experience, is not shareable. So if something in the family system does not allow for those reportable experiences to be shared. For Daniel Golden, and I think for a lot of the clients that I talk to, that's where the breakdown, where the split occurs, where something is intense, it brings up a lot of feeling, but it's not allowed to be talked about. You're not allowed to share it with either your parents, your siblings, or anybody else. And those experiences then get pushed back down, and there's a split that occurs where there's this internal life that you have and internal experiences that you're not allowed to talk about. Therapy is a great way to talk about those things, to make those reportable experiences, those intensely emotional experiences, shareable. And it helps to combine the narrative. It makes a more cohesive understanding when you look back at those experiences. Someone is witness to that intense reaction and experience that you have. And that's what I think is great actually about memes, is there's a lot of times I've seen some where it's about something that I've experienced that I am too ashamed or too embarrassed to talk about, but seeing somebody make a comedic meme out of that experience makes me go, oh my God, somebody else has experienced the same thing. I feel so much better bringing that narrative together in my own life, that what I am going through is not necessarily unique to me in a negative sense. So I love memes because of that, and I actually collect a bunch of them just to look back on those experiences and say, I'm not the only one who feels this way. And I think that's a powerful thing that we therapists do, is we sit with people and we tell them, you're not the only person who feels this way. Other people have felt this way as well. And there's power in that. It releases some of the shame around that experience, and it helps people rebuild their narrative in a way that it makes more sense. It's no longer split. They can start to experience healing. If you have those experiences like we all have that are intensely reportable, it's good to get into therapy, to meet with somebody to talk about them, to help experience a little bit of freedom and healing from that split that happens when we don't talk about the stuff that happens to us.